Haunted palace, so let us tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything only for a goal of elevation. Just passing the team over here might finish out bright future we can't vanish. It's 325 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more rivers. Reactions, fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team. When eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare. Taking a step to become supreme.
Hello everyone, welcome to a match reaction for the Bournemouth game. That was yesterday. We finished 3-3. What a game it was. For the neutrals though, maybe not if you supported one of the teams, but certainly for the neutrals. Anyways, joined by Rich. Rich, how are you?
I'm feeling a lot better now. I was just so annoyed. We could have been third. I mean, I think we could be top if we taken our chances.
Yeah,
well, I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Good. Well, since we've already started talking about the chances, do you want to get up some of your overlays?
Right. This is mental. Right. So this is some stats just found online or on obviously like SofaScore, Football, whatever it is. But my goodness me. On the one side, it's like, my gosh, we miss so many chances. But on the flip side, it's like, Oliver Glasner, you are working wonders with our team. You know, so here's the first couple. Expected goals, 17.2. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, we should have about 17 goals this season.
Yeah, theoretically, yeah.
Theoretically. Hold on. I don't know how many we have. Let me quickly have a look at the league table.
We've got, I don't know. I don't have it up either.
We have 12.
So I'm pretty sure as well, we've undershot that specific metric by the most in the league. And I'm just checking that. And yes, we have. We've undershot it. Yeah. The most in the league.
Though? Yeah. Our expected goals is significantly higher than Man City and Arsenal.
I know, it's crazy. And like you even look at the game yesterday, right? And it was we created 4.4 according to Opta. 4.4. I mean, that's crazy. That's mad, I don't know the last time we created that much. In fact, I'm going to have a quick look whilst.
Yeah, I'll continue.
Yeah.
Shots on target per match, 5.4. You know, which shows the efficiency. We're taking good shots.
Yeah.
We are taking good shots. Not many wasted shots. Big chance, 33 big chances. 33 big chances. But look at the significant stat underneath it. 22 of them missed.
Wow. That's incredible.
That is mad. Mad. I mean, fair play to Leeds as well. 14 missed chances, big chances missed. But these stats are quite scary. Now let's look at our prime offender for just yesterday. He did score 3 goals. Fair play to him. His expected goals was 3.48. He took a total of 11 shots. Expected goals on target, 2.61. He had 5 shots on target, 2 blocked, but still missed 3 big chances. You know, and those big chances, we can reel them off. The header in the first half, the shot after Gay's bicycle kick in the first half, and the late one right at the death.
Mm-hmm.
Look, unbelievable hat-trick. Unbelievable hat-trick. And I understand strikers miss chances and stuff, but there's something about us. We just seem to be missing too many.
Yeah. The weird thing is as well, like it was the same last season. I feel like it was the same last season as well. Like, obviously this time we managed to, I think our defense has kind of helped us in that, you know, like if we miss a chance, it's not as big of a problem because we're probably not going to concede. But then like, I feel like last season when we went, what was it, like 13 games with 1 win, I feel like we still played okay, but it was just like we just kept missing chances. And it seems like it's continued to this season.
No, absolutely. I've got two more for you.
Go on then.
Total shots this season were third. Now, obviously, that would have changed because I'm assuming that was after Arsenal's game yesterday, and then obviously United played today. So that's averaging 10 shots per game, which is once again credit to what Glasner's doing. Like, we're getting a load of shots. But this one surprised me. This is across Europe now. We're top for big shots missed across Europe.
22. That's crazy.
Look at the company we're keeping there.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking that. I was thinking it's not often we're in the same league as like Atletico Madrid, Marseille, Villarreal, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Real Madrid. Crazy.
And RC Lens. It is mad.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm just looking at the same, like using XG for the players. It looks like there's only 4 players this season who have actually scored above their XG, but they're all players who just don't take shots. So, like for example, Tyron Mitchell's got one, but obviously he barely shoots, and obviously he's got 1 goal. Same with Nketiah. He's only actually had 4 shots this season in the Premier League. Mark Gay, Daniel Munoz. Those are the only players who have actually exceeded what they have. Like obviously we talked about Mateta. Actually, I wonder what Eze's was before he left. See if I can find it. But Jeremy Pino -1 point. Just so people realise, Mateta's on -3.2, not including penalties. Because considering how far we are into the season, that's a lot. Yeah, Jeremy Pino -1.1 is another offender. And then you got everyone else. Oh no, so Eze is on there. Eze was on -0.3, but like everyone's just kind of like not really quite getting there.
What's SAR's one? I think SAR's quite efficient.
So yeah, so SAR's I say only on -0.2, but considering obviously it's beginning of the season, he's only played how many minutes? Like just under 6 games. So he's on -0.2, which is actually the best for one of our forwards.
Fairs. Should we break down the game from each incident? Because it was a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
Minute 1. Antoine Semenyo gets booked.
Oh yeah. What did he get booked for? I can't even remember what he got booked for.
I think he tugged back at Saar.
Oh yes, yeah. It was on a breakaway. You know what? I thought that was a very dangerous precedent. I thought the ref set because he's tugged him back. Okay, by the letter of the law, that is a yellow. But you do wonder like the precedent he set there in a game like that where it's going to be kind of like counter attack after counter attack. Is there going to be a lot of yellow cards? But yeah, Semenyo yellow card. And then does he deserve a second yellow later in the game?
So you got the dive, and then you've got, I think he pushes over someone as well. So he could have had 2 yellows.
Yes, it was. I'm trying to think because I remember. I don't remember the dive. When did the dive happen?
I can't remember what minute. So much what was going on.
Because I do remember him pushing someone over and thinking, I don't necessarily think it should be a red.
Nah.
But, some refs might give that.
Yeah. And some we might see it like accumulation. It kind of goes on the descent as well. So like it can. Look, I don't want referees ruining the game. Ironically.
Yeah.
I think yesterday Jared Gillett did. Now, I know I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say, look, he let us off with Henderson, which he did. He did.
Yeah.
But then it shows how bad the officiating is, to be honest.
To be fair, though, I think that segues quite nicely into the next major incident. And that's should Senesi have gotten a red card for the Ismail Sarr incident. And I do feel kind of vindicated a little bit because I think the reasoning for why he didn't send him off yesterday was the same reason that Henderson didn't get sent off in the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
So the question is, was he actually going away from goal?
Do you know
That's the question, because I get the ruling and I get the rule, and I think the rule kind of makes sense, but I don't know whether he was he going away from goal?
Do you know how mad, like, when you see it from so many different angles, it shows different things. You got a still image which looks like he's through.
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
got an image of him run, like, so where the home sort inside looks like he is going away from goal, or at least a touch is away from goal. The side angle looks like it's fine, that he's going towards goal. It's one of those ones. But then I guess you've also got to factor in, because he made a decision and also said that there was a covering defender, which I'm not too sure about, because I think JP was ahead of him. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. There wasn't a covering defender. Wait, let me see if I can find it on Twitter. There definitely wasn't a covering defender. I think ultimately the argument is, or the question is he going away from goal? Is he not? I guess that's the only question. Obviously, in the chat, guys, can you put what do you think? Do you think it was a sending off? Do you not think it was a sending off? Why do you think that? So on and so forth. Now, the final decision that was a bit contentious was the penalty. What did you think about the penalty, Rich?
I'll be mad if that was given against us. However, and this is where it gets a bit mad, because we talk about applying the letter of the law.
Mm-hmm.
It has benefited us this time, but they kind of pick and choose when they want to apply it.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at, like, the free kick that we got disallowed against Chelsea. They applied the letter of the law, but you've never seen it applied before.
Yeah.
In this game, I actually think that final one was the least worst of all the incidents that happened in the box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just weird that they applied it. Obviously, it benefited us, but it was just weird that they applied it then. I think there was one in the first half which was much more a penalty than that one, personally. Mm-hmm. However, if you apply the letter of the law, the Akate had no intention of getting to the ball.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a pen in that sense. But it's just about they don't consistently call it, sort of thing. So I can see why Bournemouth were frustrated.
Yeah, I can see that as well. And I think, like I say, it's one of those weird ones where, like, so I think they've told refs to clamp down on it, but I feel like they clamp down on it every single season. And it's one of those that, like, they kind of do it and then they kind of don't. And like you say, then you have other incidents which were worse not being given, and then you just get one that is given. I thought it was a bit harsh, but to be honest, I do feel it was a bit harsh. I can see why Bournemouth were probably a bit annoyed about that, but it swings and roundabouts, I think. I was thinking this a minute. I was thinking this before coming on. The refereeing is so bad in the Premier League that even if you're getting a bit of bad luck with the refereeing decisions, they're so bad that eventually you're going to get a bad decision in your favour. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, like the whole Chelsea rule thing. I know it was a rule technically, but you know they've applied it randomly. You know, and things like that. And I'm sure there's another goal that we've had disallowed for no reason this season. I've got one stuck in my head, but I can't remember who it was. And that's ultimately what it is. And again, guys, if you put in the chat, what do you think? Do you think it was a penalty? Do you not? Tell us what you think. And then it wasn't a decision, but I think we should talk about that Mateta miss right at the end.
We'll come to that in a minute.
Okay.
Because I think we need to talk about our defense first. But let's go through some comments.
All right. Right. Big up, Earth. Palace fans saying, how do we not win that game? Bournemouth fans saying a thing about their team. You know what? I think it's been quite nice on Twitter. I mean, I've only seen nice comments on Twitter. Basically, everyone just saying what a good game of football it was, and two very good teams with two very good managers. And I think actually it's been weirdly wholesome, to be honest, which I think is a bit weird, but there you go. Big up, Tim. Saw on Blue Sky that Mark Steele is calling Palace Bournemouth the English El Clasico. How true. Yeah, that's a weird feeling. Big up Durfez. I think under Vieira we lose that game 4-1. That's the ability to just mid-game delights. But could we get it sorted before the 100th minute next time, please? Yeah, of course. I mean, you could say that we should have maybe scored a couple more by then, or one or two more. But yeah, I agree. I think the mentality in the team is very, very different now. I agree. Under Roy, under Vieira, I think we go on to get battered in that game. But I feel like with this team, they kind of got like a never say die sort of attitude, which which when you also have a very good system as well, is such a good combination to have. Tim's saying he doesn't think it's unfair to say that. He doesn't think it's unfair to say that no team in the Premier League wants to play us right now. You could say the same with Bournemouth, to be fair. Yeah, no, absolutely. Both teams massively informed. Yeah, especially in that first half as well. I thought they pressed the life out of us in that first half. Although I will say I was surprised that we played short out so often in that first half. I'm surprised about that. I'm surprised we didn't go long pretty much straight away, because that's what Leeds did against them, and that was probably, apart from when they played Liverpool, that was probably the most difficult game for them, just because the thing is, Bournemouth's USP is their press. So if you just say, oh, whatever, and just kick it long, I think you're kind of hurting them a little bit there. But big up the dog. Hard to recover from that game. What's up, yo? Yeah, it was a heart in the mouth kind of game. Is it true that Uche will play in under 21s next game? I've not heard anything, so I don't know. I mean, I was under the reason why I believe the reason why he didn't play on yesterday was because he came back late from international. Yeah. Did Uche play for Nigeria?
No,
he didn't. Oh, okay,
right. Had any minutes? So.
Oh, okay, all right, fair enough. I thought wondering if maybe he's had some minutes or what. I mean, who knows? Maybe it is to do with things that have happened. I don't know, but I haven't seen anything. Big up, Chairman. Also, Eddie Nketiah changed the game when he came on. Yeah, I thought he was excellent, and I think that's what helped us. Like when I was saying that I didn't say it, but like in the second half we went long a lot more. We went more direct, and I think when Eddie came on, it gave Mateta just something else just to play off a bit better. And I think Bournemouth didn't really know how to deal with that, and I think that's why we kind of rinsed them in the last sort of like 20 minutes or so. Yeah, he was very good, and you know what? Fair play to him as well. He's had a lot of criticism over the past year and a bit, and he recently, I think, since he's come back from that injury, his last injury, I think he's been very good. So fair play to him. Okay, Tim's hoping that Uche gets some minutes with Larnaca. And Durfez is saying it's because of their arrival back late and stuff like that. Big up Mary. Not enough of the team take shots at goal. Yeah, because I mean I'm looking at this, and who actually takes a lot of shots? I mean, they'll take a decent. I mean,
Tyree Mitchell now.
Yeah, Tyree Mitchell. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Who do you think, right, has the second? I mean, to be fair, he has played probably the more minutes. Maybe I should.
Daniel Munoz.
It's Daniel Munoz. Yeah, Daniel Munoz has taken the second most amount of shots for Palace this season in the Premier League. What if you do that by that? How does that work? Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, Munoz has the second most amount of shots for Palace in the Premier League this season with 11. And then it's Jeremy Pino after that, actually, with 9. Which is crazy when you think about it, right? Because, okay, so you got Mateta. Obviously, he's so we've played 8 games so far. So he's averaging around about 3 shots on appearance, right? And then you got, say, let's take, I don't know, say Ismail Assar, for example, one of our other forwards. He's only taken 8 shots this season. I'm not too sure how many. I know he was injured, so let's say he did 6 appearances. He's only taken just over 1 shot a game, which I don't know. Does that seem really low, or am I just like kind of?
It is low.
Or am I overthinking that?
It is low for a forward, but then, like I said, I think his shot conversion rate must be high in consideration. If he's only taken 8 shots.
I mean, to be fair, his XG per shot is 0.4, which is that's ridiculous. Yes, Doug. They came back. I'm presuming they came back earlier than the others. On midfield in particular, you could see like a couple of times like Wharton kind of like lining up a shot and just kind of like pulling out of it a little bit, but it's better with his very few shots yesterday. Ty, his move into the box and shot was very decent.
We
do you want to talk about Ty now, or do you want to do it later?
For Ty. We'll do it later.
Do it later.
We got a segment for Ty.
To
be fair, if we drop the link later, because Tim might have Tim's on the Thai bandwagon, so he definitely might want to join in with that conversation.
The Thai fan club. Salah's having a mare at Liverpool at the moment. Yep, he is. I would have Mateta over Salah right now, even though he misses here and there. Yeah, I think I would as well. At the right now. If Salah didn't go down, Bournemouth wouldn't have had a corner. Do you know what? I think he could have been given a foul for that. I think that could have been a foul.
I think it was a foul.
At the time I thought, how was that not a foul? And then apparently, did he have a head injury? I'm not sure. Like
it looked like it was on his head, but
yeah. So that's another decision, I suppose. Big up Seki. I didn't think so at the time because the contact was a foul, but it's so slight. It was very frustrated. Saar going down too easy multiple times yesterday. I actually think he. Do you think maybe I'm wrong, but do you think he could have stayed up for that Senesi tackle? Or he definitely he was going quite quick, but I don't know.
But yeah, he could have stayed up. He took a step and then went down.
Yeah, I thought that too. It kind of seemed a bit delayed, but. Big up, Stephen. Just rewatched the game. Munoz fantastic. You know what? I actually didn't clock he got 2 assists until I watched the highlights.
Yeah, that's what I put in the comments. I was half on Munoz. Yeah, I didn't realize he had 2 assists.
Yeah, and I think Richards didn't. Yeah, on reflection, Richards didn't have a great game. But then, to be fair, he was up against probably one of the most informed players in the Premier League. So maybe I was being a little bit harsh on him, to be fair, but. I'd have been very frustrated if there should have been another Fulham Palace player got sent off that challenge made on Saar. I think, I probably would have too. And I would have been very frustrated had that penalty been given against us as well, to be fair. Apparently, the ref had warned their players twice about pulling in the box. I mean, I can't remember when it was, but I'm sure at some point in the first half,
he called them over 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
So that's why I think he might have given it. It was the accumulation, because the ones in the first half, like I said, especially were worse than the one he actually gave. So it probably was just you had sick of tired to tell him.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. Yeah, Tim agrees there. I gave the ref dogs at the game, but I think he got most things spot on, including the pen and sticking of the yellow. Yeah, to be fair, I don't think he was that bad in the end. I think it was a pen. Another also agree it's a pen. Maybe we'll come back to that one later, Dog. Yes to a penalty, red harder to call. So it seems that people think it is a pen, and the red was a bit more difficult. Semenyo,
great segue, by the way, but we'll come back to
that. Semenyo, massive what if for Palace. just for Tyrick. Are we last minute FC? Maybe we score the last minute goals these days. And yeah. So where did we?
We're going to talk the defense first. We'll talk defense before we talk Mateta then Tyreek. So that's what we're going to do. What went wrong? Because defensively, we were so bad yesterday. Even with the goal they scored, Munoz was on the goal line and rushed out.
Yeah.
Chris Richards gets out-jumped numerous times by Semenyo, then gets done for pace and can't recover.
Who was marking Creepy?
The thing is, they had 2 free at the back post, and Munoz was on the line. So all round, I just think defensively it was just a shambles.
Yeah.
But if Munoz stayed on the line, he could have challenged for a header with
yeah.
Krupe better. But I don't want to completely blame him. I think he saw that he had two at the back post by himself, and I thought he was trying to play for offside, which it just didn't work.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that. The second one, I think, I don't know, because I think a part of me feels like it was very good from Semenyo, but then I don't know, it was a weird goal because obviously he's crossed it in. Gay then goes to like
He
clear it.
scuffs it, innit?
It's a bad clearance and he's falling straight to their player.
But once again, there's two Bournemouth players running in on that scuffed clearance. So this is where I think defensively we had two at the back post for their first goal, two running in. I think it was Krupe and Scott running into when Gay misclears it. Talking about Richards, I think learning from this, and he's done brilliant since that Sancho incident. But with someone like Semen, you can't go touch tight to him like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially when your cover Munoz is halfway up the pitch as well. is so far up the pitch as well. Because I think that's not kind of what happened in the third one, but like you could kind of tell that because like where we play, right? If one of if say Ty or Munoz is halfway up the pitch, then obviously in this case Richards will then go with the man. Now the problem is that if they overload that back line, which is what our back line, which is what they did, you can then basically pull Richards apart and then have Lacroix being like, where do I go? Where do I go? And then you got a gap there. So you either need is for Lacroix to come across and someone to fill in or them all shift over, or you need someone like Kamada or Wharton or whoever it is. I guess it'd be Wharton in that case, dropping in and following him. But no one followed him.
Yeah. And that all started from Ismail Sarr not following, I think it's Truffet initially. And then there was literally like a domino effect of no one's following. And they had that overload of three on the left-hand side, you know.
And that's the thing. Like when you got such, I feel like that's when you got such an aggressive man-to-man sort of pressing system. Once someone kind of flops, then it's difficult. Yeah. And then ultimately, I think not tracking. I can't remember who crossed it in, but whoever that runner was, obviously he crossed it in. Ryan Christie scored. That's poor from us. That's very, very poor from us.
Absolutely. Just before we go on to talk Mateta's missed chances, or Mateta's game in general, actually, because it was such Jekyll and Hyde. I do want to give Bournemouth credit, and a lot of it, because that first half, I think that's the best first half performance I've seen from a away side in ages.
Mm-hmm.
It was unreal. Like, we couldn't pass out the back because they were pressing. Even if we tried to clip it long, they were winning the first, seconds, and thirds. Like, granted, like, their goals came from defensive errors. If they had a bit more about them going forward, that could have been 3, 4, 5. Like, it was so relentless, that first time. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh my gosh, these lot are moving mad. You know, it was, fair play. It was unreal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. You can see. Do you think they'll challenge for a European spot this year?
I think so. As long as they can keep injury free.
Yeah,
I think so. Because you look at it, like, they didn't have Evan Nilsson and they didn't have Brooks. Yes. Why? And they still played. Like,
yeah.
They didn't miss them. It's kind of similar to us. Like, we're at that stage now where, yes, we know our starting 11, but players are now coming in and it's not decreasing how we play, in a sense.
Yeah.
To where back in the day, and I'm not saying it's necessarily like the managerial fault, but like, let's say we brought in a Jeffrey Schlupp, it's a problem. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You see the difference and stuff. So, they were like literally sitting there. Like, obviously, I'm annoyed. So when I'm annoyed, I go very quiet and I just watch the game. But I was watching the game thinking, my goodness me, their movement is mad. We can't get near them. Ariola's got them drilled to a T. Like, I was like, this is an absolute masterclass. Even the points where we thought, we'll try it this way, They had an answer for it. We'll try play short. They had an answer for that. We'll go long. They had an answer for that. We'll utilize a wing back. We'll connect with the spaces. They had an answer for that. Like for the first time, we were just like, we can't do anything, you know. And then obviously we had the 2 chances.
Yeah.
You know.
No, absolutely. And but I agree, Tim. Bournemouth very, very good cutting up. And Iraola, like again, like he gets a lot of credit from me as well, because like doing Tactical, I researched their press, and like they have a different press for pretty much every team that they play, because like whether they come up against, say, well, maybe not necessarily every team, but every similar system. So like if they play a team with 4 at the back who plays, 1 defensive midfielder, or a team that plays 4 at the back with 2 defensive midfielders, or a team that plays 5 at the back with, do you know what I mean? They got a system for every single one, and I think they knew our weakness. They knew that if you kind of don't let Mark Gay get on that ball, you could kind. Sorry, Chris Richards, like you're brilliant, but
no, it's so true, because when you looked at it in the first half, our only really attacking impetus came from either Mark driving from down with the ball, because like he was just decided to dribble himself, or him doing an overhead kick, which JP should have scored from.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think Bournemouth's press as well, like they know when to go. Like they got very, very specific triggers for them to go. So as soon as they do it, like it's like they all like, it's like some hive mentality. Like they all go at once, and
it was so good. Like
fair play to them. It's not often that we praise the other team on these things. So well done, Bournemouth.
This is it. JP Mateta. Now, let's talk about his initial miss. I mean, I look back, that header, he's got to hit the target.
Yeah, I think so too. I watched it again on Match of the Day. I think I watched it, and he's got to do better in my opinion.
And then the second one after Mark's overhead kick, he hesitates. It's a split second hesitate. If he just swings his foot at it, I think he scores.
Yeah.
But he hesitates, which means his angle gets narrowed, and then he scuffs it.
Yeah.
And stuff. But then obviously second half, right place, right time. And you know what? Match of the Day did something really, really good, actually. His movement for both his goals was outrageous.
Yeah.
Good.
Definitely.
The first one, peeled in front of the man. And I mean, Max, wicked pass into him. Obviously, sets it off, gets wide, and then bang, middle of the goal, tapping. But the movement for his second goal, he starts in the center of the pitch. He's being marked. It gets played out, and he curves his run to the back post. And the Bournemouth, I don't know whoever was marking him, like just stood still. Like, and fair play, like he stretched and he scored. And you see the replay, even though it's going in, you see Eddie and Kate trying to nick it.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you know what? If Eddie touches it, I think it's offside,
Yeah, I think so. But that's a proper striker there.
Eddie's a proper striker, which was, I think, when Mateta's shot, where we thought we went up for the winner, but which was clearly offside. I think that's Eddie. Like, he's just a fox in the box sort of thing.
Yeah.
But full credit to Homestyle China. I did message him. I did message him like to ask if he could send this video. He didn't reply, but I thought it was just needed. So I'm gonna give him the credit now in case he gets upset with it. Why did you use my video and stuff? Credit to you. It's your video. It is your video. But look at our players' reaction to JP's miss. It was outstanding. I'm sure there's more players that did the same thing out of shot, but this clip is unreal.
You know what? I think half the people in the stadium did that as well. Like it just encapsulated exactly how I felt at that time. Do you want to know?
Was out my seat, ready to just run up and down, and he skied it. Like, just seeing Mark, Lacroix, Daichi, Eddie, Wharton, Sarr, all just collapsed to the ground.
Do you know what the XG was for that shot?
Go on.
0.57. To put that into context, right? His header, which I think he should have got on target and probably should have scored, really. That was 0.24, so it's 0.57. So yeah. So basically, what we're saying is that every shot like that ever in the whatever leagues they get it from, 57% of the time someone scores that. So come on, JP. And I just find it so funny because I've looked at all the chances he's got right, and only Mateta can accumulate 3.7 xg. So he can score a hat trick and still underscore his xg. Like, ooh.
It's crazy. I mean, like I said, if he tries to place it, I think he scores because I think Petrovic, he wouldn't, where it's situated, Petrovic wouldn't know which side to go. So he's just going to be static, you know. But yeah, the way he skied it was crazy. And yeah, Durfes, I noticed that too. You
I didn't know that.
Mark, yeah, I saw that. And also Max consoled him, but Max also like was giving him a little dig as well. Like, what are you doing? Sort of thing. And stuff. And credit to JP, because in his interview, like, and you even heard BBC say, I think it was a full Football Focus or whatever, were like, you're not meant to knock him down, like he's feeling bad about it already, sort of thing. But he was like, yes, I'm happy about the hat trick, but I'm not happy we didn't win this game, and I've taken responsibility for that. And obviously Glasner saying that he apologized in the dressing room, and Glasner was like, why are you apologizing for? You scored 3 goals, sort of thing, you know. But it just shows the character in the dressing room, and we've become mentality monsters. Like, we're trying not to. We still only lost 1 game this season. You know, drawn too many, granted.
Yeah.
But we still only, and even in that game that we lost, we shouldn't have lost that game. You know, so we've come a long, long way.
Oh, right, absolutely.
If you go for a few more comments, I'm going to drop the link. If anyone wants to join us, no, for some reason I can't. I don't have access to the chat. That's weird.
I don't know how to do it. Tell me how to do it, and I'll do it.
If you copy the link in the hyperlink, basically. Or you can click add guest and copy it that way.
If I copy stream link from share stream, is that right? Or will that just take you to? Wait, hang on a minute. What am I doing?
Do add guest. I don't know why I've got access to send it. This is weird.
Oh wait, I think I've got it. Oh no, I've got it. Invite guests. I can send a link. So I'll put the link in the chat.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, sweet. So guys, if you want to come on. See you in a minute, Tim.
Because it's the Tyreek Mitchell section, and I put this question out to RGC, but I want to put this out to you guys as well. Is Tyreek Mitchell thriving because Ebbs is not there? I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just checking. I'm going to repeat that question, Tim. Is Tyreek Mitchell thriving because he doesn't have Ebbs in front of him no more?
I'm not sure that's fair, but I am going to say that I think he feels freer. The manager has clearly told him, get forward, take players on. And I think Pino makes him want to take players on because he's looking for him. But
this is why I asked the question.
Yeah, like it's and I don't know that Ebbs was, so it's a little bit harsh on Ebbs, but I don't think that Ebbs was ever looking for Tyreek.
So is it harsh then?
Well,
because Tyreek did make those runs, and Ebbs just didn't pass him the ball.
Yeah, he just didn't pass it to him. He just used him as and at some point it's not even a decoy anymore because he's not going to pass it to him. So you're not going to leave. You may as well leave him out there because he's not a threat. But
I mean, if I was a fullback and I'm making 15 runs like that and not getting past them, I'm going to stop making those runs.
Yeah, you stop
even
making
though
those
it's the
runs.
right thing to do, but it must be frustrating.
No, I mean, because then you're not. I mean, the purpose of those runs, right, is you are supposed to be providing. First of all, you're going to get into position to deliver the ball, but you're providing width, and hopefully you're pulling somebody else out of position.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're creating space for somebody else to run into. Like that's the whole principle. So if nobody's going with you, then it totally defeats the purpose. So the 100%, that's true. But I thought it was brilliant to see him make the. I mean, where did that little shoulder drop come from? Little juke gets in, and I mean, it wasn't the most brilliant shot. He hits it right at the keeper, but fair play to Tyreek. All I can ask him to do is get the ball on target, and he did that. Yeah. So, like, I thought it was outstanding. I love what I'm seeing out of Tyreek.
I just feel like, and I think the penal point's great, and Steven says it as well in the chat. Also, I'm not even sorry, Ollie and Durf has great points too. So just being competition that does help as well. It really does help. And it's, you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if Sosa and Ty and Trainer are just both working on the techniques, because Ty's crossing as well has been a lot better this year.
Yeah, and Steven is exactly right about this. But I mean, that's such a great point, Steven, is that Pino does defend from the front with intensity, and that is not. So there's definitely. This is to your point. I did not have a problem with you guys. Just I'll get this out of the way. Even though as the main fan of the Chris Richards fan club, I didn't have a problem with you guys giving him a 4 yesterday, because it wasn't his best game. But he does get hung out. We ask a lot more of Richards than we do of Gay on the left right now, only because Ty defends, Pino defends. And
it's the better side.
It's more cover.
Because on the right side, Munoz attacks. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Munoz is gone, and Richards is by himself. So Richards didn't play a great game. He should have been rested. I mean, he played 2 intense games on international duty. He played center of a back 3. He was captain for the second one. The man was probably exhausted, and he's going up against one of the most informed. By the way, you see how strong Semenyo is? Semenyo is fast.
Unreal.
He's strong. He's physical. Yeah, that's going to be on your best day. That's going to be a hard.
I'm going to give Bournemouth another bit of praise here. Them to getting him to sign a new deal they've just got him an extra 30 million on top of whatever he was going to be anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely,
yeah, for sure. I mean, he was. Richards didn't have a great game. He was thrown into the deep end of the pool, and he sunk. Yesterday, that wasn't a great game for him.
Yeah,
but
however,
I do think
I'm going to add something to that quickly, Tim.
Okay.
The last time he got done like that, he then went on a mad run of great performances.
Oh yeah,
so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, you would hope what he needs for that is a bit of a reset. Little bit of rest. I would like to see JD Canvo on the right on Thursday. Let's see him. I think the kid is very talented. I'd really like to see more of him. Richards needs a blow. Great, and then get him back and fully fit for Arsenal.
Which is massive,
yeah. But to your point about, like, is it easier for Ty? This also to Steven's point. Is it easier for Ty when he is not, like, trying to think about, do I have to start running back as fast as I possibly can if this goes wrong, because he's got some good cover behind him? I think the answer to that might be yes.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of all of those things, isn't it, really? I think on the one hand, I think Pino gives him a lot of impetus to go forwards. Also as well, I think one thing I think is that I think Pino's movement is very, very, very good. I think this was something I noticed when I did the scout thread on him when he was at Villarreal. Like off the ball, when the team is in possession, he makes some really great runs. Makes a lot of, even if he's not exactly expecting the ball, like he pulls players all over the place. And I think that's a really good trait of his. And I think obviously that also helps Ty as well. If he's got, like, he's not the best 1v1, he's not very good at taking on players, but certainly, if he's got space to run into, like now he looks like he can do that. And I think that's another element. And I know like with Sosa as well, like a bit of competition. Like, is Sosa gonna take Ty's place? No. I think that's pretty obvious. But then, a bit of competition. Also as well, like the fact that on Thursday Sosa can play. Do you know what I mean? Ty's not having to.
Sosa's suspended.
Well,
no?
actually, Sosa can't
Sorry,
play
yeah.
Thursday,
Sorry, you're right. Sorry, but like under normal, under like normal circumstance, like he could play on a Thursday if he needs to. And
I think Glasner plays of any day.
I was going to say that.
yes,
Do you? I would love to. I would love to see that, because have you watched how he's playing at left wing back for Northern
It's
Ireland?
not bad at all.
It's better than that. He's cooking. He's cooking at left wing back for Northern Ireland. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I want to see him there.
Definitely. And I think like just having that player there, it means that like all of his training isn't just like recovering all the time. Like he can actually like work on like his attacking ability and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just think, and also I think probably like there's an element of confidence as well. Like the more he does it, the better he gets at it. Probably more confidence, etc. Did Eze snub him a little bit? Maybe. I think Eze just generally could hold on to the ball maybe a little bit too long, whereas Pino I don't think does that as much. And I think that probably helps as well. But yeah, I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of factors there. Big up, all.
Big up, all.
Well, another factor I want to bring into this is our midfield. Now, granted, I think Wharton's passing weren't great yesterday. But for those two, what they put, and even when Hughes comes in, and to a lesser extent Lerma, but what they bring to us as a two-man midfield against three, we never feel overrun. Like it's so good to see. It took Wharton about 25 minutes to actually get into the game just because Bournemouth's press was mad. But then that second half performance from our midfield was unreal. And it just meant pressure, just constant pressure, on another day we could have won the game 4-2. That's how mad it was, and that one slip up towards the end obviously what cost us. I'm glad we didn't lose the game from it. But we'll come to you. Like, what do you make of Wharton and Kamada, the partnership they're building?
I didn't watch the game. I went to watch my local club because for some reason they decided to make that a 5:30 match, so I couldn't watch it. But did catch match of the day, and we did well. So Warren and Kamada, like, it's like, oh my god. Yeah, this is the wrong question for me to answer.
Well, to be fair, how do you think they've been this season?
Yeah, let's change it to that.
No, I've been our best players. Commander's easily the most improved player from the last however months. So Walton, you can't really say enough good things about him because then you start getting blue in the face.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I think Kamada's another player. He's gotten a lot of stick over the last year and a bit. A lot of good praise as well. And for me, he was my man of the match yesterday. I thought Kamada was brilliant yesterday. And I think he's come a long way. He can deal physically with the league now. And yeah, he was better.
Even his cross for Munoz to the weight, because you see the defender jump up and like the weight of everything was just such a good pass.
They are just a quick word on this partnership. They play. This is one of the signatures, I think, of Glasner's style, and what makes them so good, and why we are. When it goes wrong, it goes wrong in a way that we saw yesterday. If they're rushing instead of, there's a difference between quick and rushed. They were rushed. The whole team was, including Wharton and Kamada for parts of that game. When they're not rushed, but they're quick and they're moving the ball into attack at the pace that Glasner likes us to play, I mean, that's the nightmare. That's why nobody wants to play us, because when they're composed and quick, then they're one of the best midfield pairs in the league, without question.
The thing that was weird with Wharton's performance yesterday is, like, even though he was being pressed, he would drop a shoulder. I don't know if it was Alex Scott, but he sent a couple of them to Tesco's and Lidl's and that. But then after that, the pass from it was like,
right.
What are you doing? So,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it's the right. That's exactly it. Like, that's to me felt like it was rushed. Like, Wharton has that natural. I said this before on here. Like, the most underrated aspect of Wharton's game is his feet. His ability to just move slightly to one way and then make a fast turn, head up, and then pick a pass is just, it's so underrated. And what he was doing is he's leaning on that natural ability, and then instead of making a quick pass, he makes a rushed pass, and it just sails out. So, but still, I mean, they recovered from that after. There was like 25 to 30 minutes of that where it wasn't quite on, and then in the second half, it was really on.
Absolutely.
And man, I mean, they were brilliant.
I'm going to chuck out a hypothetical, and I'd be interested to know your thoughts. Check the Corey. If he returns, and I don't think he'll ever get to the 22-23 form. I think there's just too many injuries. But if he returns and gets to, like, let's say 80%, 90% of that, what do we do in midfield?
I think you inevitably cash in on Wharton, and then he's basically his replacement. Because Wharton's going to go at some point.
No, let's just say that it's this season.
Okay.
Let's just say he's back in January, back fully fit, ready to go. 5 games in, he's coming off the bench and stuff. He's starting to get back to form. What do we do?
I mean, AFCON's on January, so
I don't think
he'll go.
He'll go. And I don't. Did Marley?
Because I don't think Decore is meant to be back until like. I don't think he's back until like the new year.
Yeah. He's missing AFCON anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think
that's my hypothetical.
I mean, so let me give you the logical answer and then the one that I think is more realistic. The logical answer is you would want.
So I knew Ali was going to be in the chat.
Oh no! What is he? Is he selling Ahamada now?
Yeah. No, he's not selling him. He had the war replacement.
Oh jeez! Come on! I mean, seriously. But the logical answer is having a destroyer with a creator is great. Is a great combination. In this particular case, though, with the way that Glasner wants to play, the real answer is I don't think you can, as long as Wharton and Kamada are fit, they are it. They are the starting pair. Then what I would look to then is Decore and Hughes as your number 2 unit in midfield. And then, honestly, this is very harsh on Sosa, but I really want to see Devaney as the backup left wing back and the utility 6. I don't want to see him as a 10 anymore. I mean, I know he can do it, but I want to see him as a 6. And I want to, because I think he's got a left foot that can deliver the ball. And I think he could be great as the cover for Ty. I really do. I think it could be amazing. So no, I think he's cover, and then I think Dan's probably got it right. If we sell, but I know what I'm reading in the press and all that nonsense. But Wharton, you can't sell him for less than £100 million. If we do get £100 million plus offer for him in the summer, then okay. Yeah. Then we start over, and Glasner gets to decide what he wants to do.
And there'll be no better manager to be able to find a replacement in that, to be fair. So
100%.
Harish, hurry up and just give him what he wants.
Well,
But
did you see?
I must say that the signs sound good because they're talking about how they can move forward together. That's positive.
Well, can we talk a little? I'd be curious. I would like to pose a question to all of you and to the chat here, because there was I think it was Bobby who wrote the story. I think Bobby Manzi wrote the story about their discussions and the context of their discussions, which I thought there were two things that I heard from Glasner that to me felt very exciting. I'd be curious what you think. The first is clarity around Mark. Mark's not signing and he wants to go in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, great. That helps everybody.
And they've agreed.
I'd like that sounds great. And then the second is I don't know if these are his conditions, but the way that Bobby wrote it, it was like the thing he's looking for is raise the standards of the entire club, which sounds like somebody who wants to be here, who wants to be a partner in building up everything about the club.
Yeah.
That sounds really freaking exciting.
Yeah, honestly. And it says to me, he's willing to stay.
Yeah.
We just need to, and raise the standards could be anything. It could be the ambitions, it could be this expenditure, whatever it may be. He might actually say, look, I don't care if you give me nothing, as in money-wise, as long as you're telling me, look, you want us to aim for here.
Yeah.
Leave the rest with me. Like, I can do that on the pitch, sort of thing. So, yeah, fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. If we sell Mark in January, he ain't staying.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends. I don't think we do, but this is not a Liverpool podcast, but as shambolic as they are on defending, if they come in with £50 million, which they won't, but if they did, you'd have to at least
consider
think about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, you'd hope that you'd hope that there would be plans in the club to say sort of like, because that someone could very well come in. Liverpool could come in and be like, 30 million quid or whatever. Do they have a plan for that? Are they going to say no immediately? Do they have a bar that they're going to set? If they do they have someone that they've been chatting to kind of be like, okay, if Mark goes, we'd like you to come here, you keen, etc., etc. Which a lot of clubs do that anyway. It'd be interesting to see what happens. Really,
you would hope that Hobbs has a exactly that plan, Dan. But I would think, I mean, I hand it to you here, Rich. I would think the plan is Gay goes in the summer, and then we've had some minutes with Canvo. We've had some minutes with Riyadh back, and we take a preseason, and that's our guy.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Absolutely. And I made that point when we had the whole debate in the summer of like, because Mark is going to go. I mean, realistically, he's not going to go in January, so that's fine, whatever. We know he's going to go in the summer. Last summer, it was kind of like, is he going? Is he not? Liverpool, when are Liverpool going to make a bid? Blah, 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 all of that. And they try and lowball us and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. At least now we know when it hits the 1st of July or 1st of June, whichever one it is, July. He's no longer a He's no longer a Crystal Palace player anymore. Yeah, you can plan for that. Do you know what I mean? Yep, you can kind of say he's gone. That's it. Blah blah blah. Right. Move on.
Right.
Absolutely. Just quick note. So I say, big up to James, who's a Bournemouth fan. Hope you're doing well. Your club at the minute.
This ain't wrong. He might be onto something here. I mean,
Premier League champions.
They maybe. I mean, I would love it if us and Bournemouth were together in the top 4. I'll take that all day long. All day long. I would love that. That would be good for football and be good for us.
Absolutely. Mary saying here,
Sorry, I just wanted to put that one up because I thought that was quite funny since we're talking about that stuff.
I mean, I saw a lot of stuff, Mary. There were a lot of low-grade, anonymized Palace fans on some of those Postecoglou articles on The Athletic who just like, I don't believe in karma, but there's apparently a lot of people who think there's some karma justice coming for us way.
I'm annoyed that he's gone. I'm so annoyed he's gone.
I mean,
Honestly.
some say he left his seat early because he was hungry.
He's doing such a good job.
Andrew's doing an amazing job, by the way. I'm so annoyed he's gone. There's a great image of obviously Maresca's in the stands, and you see Maresca goes like, yeah, and Marinakis just staring at him. But to get sacked 20 minutes after the game, which means he's done his post-match interview, got back into the changing room, and they're like, mate, get out.
Yeah. Did you see that they had, I think it may have been the Sky interview that Ryan Yates did, and they asked him about, well, what'd they say in the changing room? We're like, well, I mean, they're just a bunch of leaders and told us like he was gone, and like he didn't know what to say. I mean, I feel for the guy, but he totally got left out, just hung out to dry.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Apparently it's well, no, not apparently. It's the shortest reign of any Premier League manager ever.
Hey, they want to be just like us.
They want to try.
Right. Hopefully it's Sean Dyche for them and not Roberto Mancini.
I don't think it's gonna be Dyche. I think it might be Mancini, and I think they'd probably be better off with Dyche than.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like he's gonna go for the glitz, the glamour. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna go for the big name. He's not gonna go for the guy that apparently eats worms. So just to clarify, he doesn't eat worms. He did clarify that in an interview.
Ah, boy. Guys, I guess, we can leave it there.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, Tim, who was your man of the match?
Who did I give it to? I gave it to JP, but with a special mention for Ty. And I agree with you guys about, I'm really, really, really pleased for Eddie. He's really getting it done.
Brilliant lately.
He's really been outstanding. I would love to give it to Ty, but I think it has to be JP. But let's call it right now. Ty needs to get some player of the season votes. Justice for Tyreek. # justice for Tyreek.
Get a t-shirt. Actually, no, you haven't got your pagan t-shirt yet, so we can't get the Justice for Ty one yet.
Fair enough.
I think it's a great way to finish. Can someone rewrite and show him what spoiled actually looks like?
Oh,
great comment there.
Yeah.
Ollie, Tim, pleasure. Guys, please smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, share the channel. I mean, if you haven't seen it already, our Everton vlog, Grimes on defeat. Over 10k views. Outrageous.
Nice.
Incredible work there. But this week, Tacticals Tuesday. Is that right, Dan?
Yes. Yeah.
Tacticals Tuesday. Wednesday is the Larnaca preview. Fingers crossed Maria's going to come clutch. She's contacting her Cypriot.
You managed to get one. You managed to get a Cypriot.
Say that again, sorry?
You managed to get a Cypriot.
Well, Maria, I don't know if you know Maria. So James, who's the big Mateta fan, that's his mum.
Oh.
So they're from Cyprus. So she's going around like trying to contact the people. So fingers crossed. Wednesday for the match preview. Hopefully, we'll have
that's cool.
Larnaca fan for that. Thursday, we're obviously at the game. I believe Nate may or may not do a watch along, but that's all dependent on if he's meeting up with the Irish lads at Sports Bar. Friday we'll do the match reaction. Saturday will be the Arsenal preview, and Sunday is the Arsenal game. I can't make the game. and I will see if I'll do my best to try to watch along. But I know that day's very busy for me because otherwise I would have been at the game.
Hey, can I just quickly mention one thing? I'm going to be out in DC on work, and my friend of mine, my Newcastle supporting friend, his co-owner owns this bar in Vienna, Virginia called the Hawk and Griffin. I'm going down there too. So if you happen to watch, if you're a supporter, you want to come down and watch with me, I'll be watching the Larnaca game there. At that bar, I'll have my Palace gear on, shouting at the bar. So yeah, definitely.
Nice.
If you're up for it, if you're in the States,
Is that after a few bevies, Tim?
No, I don't drink anymore, Rich. You know that. But
just wanted to see if you'll change your mind for one night.
nope. But yeah, it'll be so that'll be fun. So if you're in the States and you're in the area, come down the Hawk and Griffin in Vienna, Virginia.
Nice.
Absolutely. Ollie, you were gonna say?
I was going to say anything.
Never mind. And Steven, it's our pleasure. Like we enjoy doing this. Honestly, we really do. And it is made easier when we're doing good. It's easier, right? And I'll leave you to exit for us.
Right. The only thing left to say is up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Eagles.